Hey there, it's Missy again. Thanks for joining me. Today's layout is for the Hip Kit Club, and I'm using the 2016 March Hip Kits again, and there's the picture that I'm going to be using today. And I wanted to start with this Pinkfresh Studio Felicity paper with all the stripes, and I wanted to try to incorporate this stamp that's also Pinkfresh and these alphas from Basic Gray, because I have not used those yet, and I wanted to try to get those onto a page. So I decided to take my trimmer and cut up some of the strips from this paper. I love the colors, and I love that there's some solids and there's some stripes, and then there's some with a print on it, and they're just really pretty, and they remind me of spring. And so this is going to be another bright, springy, colorful layout. At this point, I wasn't sure if I was going to use the strips, horizontally or vertically or diagonally. I just knew that I wanted to have them on my page, and so the ones in the center were too big for my trimmer, so I just had to break out the scissors and go old school and cut them the old-fashioned way. And I love that there's pinks, yellows, aquas, greens. I just think those colors together are really pretty. Okay, so I've got them all cut up, and I'm just going to take some time and play around with them here. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do yet, so I did pull out the Basic Gray flowers, and they are so pretty. I wish I had like 10 packs of those things. I'm going to play around with some layering also. I love this Project Life card. I was eyeing it from the beginning and just had not put it on a page yet, and so I'm just going to punch out the Oh Lucky Me part, and I'm going to use the striped leftover as a layer behind the picture. I'm going to add in some tissue paper here. Just it's my newest, well, not new, I've been doing it a while, but it's an obsession that I have now, and I don't know why. I just like to put tissue paper behind the picture, and I think I'm going to go diagonal with the stripes, and so I'm just playing around here, see if I like the way that looks, and I'm going to try to incorporate all of those Basic Gray flowers as well. And it's just crazy how two completely different collections from two different manufacturers, they just match so perfectly. That's what I love about the Hip Kits, is Kimberly does such a great job of mixing and matching colors and patterns and different ephemera from completely different manufacturers, and they just look like they were meant to go together. And so I'm pretty excited how this layout turns out. So I've committed to the diagonal up in this upper left corner region. And of course, I'm going to add some gesso, because I always add gesso, right? I'm going to do some mixed media on the background. Now, I don't want to completely cover up those stripes, and so I'm going to kind of try to get some of the gesso blended in. And I went really fast here. I sped it up just because nothing more boring than watching me smudge gesso, right? So I've got that dry, and you can still see the colors. I just wanted to kind of mute it a little bit so it looked a little bit softer, and I love how it turned out. So I'm going to add in a couple of the washi tape strips. These are also from the same Pinkfresh Studio line. And I did use a bit of the Project Life cards and one piece of the bright pink with the white triangles on it. That's one of the exclusive Hip Kit papers this month. And I'm going to come in with some of these shimmers. These are the creamies called Ride the Tide, and I think we got this a couple of kits ago. And that's the good thing about the color kit, is when you get products like this, they last and last. So you can just keep on using them kit after kit, and you can sort of create your own little stockpile of mixed media products. And so I'm going to start off with this light blue color because it's the perfect match for that light blue color in the paper strips. Now this one's from my stash. This one did not come in a kit, but it's one of my favorite blues, and it's kind of a turquoise aqua spray, and it's got a little bit of shimmer to it. And so I wanted a couple of different shades of blue, so I'm going to kind of mix and match between the creamies and the sprays, do a little bit of the packaging technique, and just kind of go back and forth to get the look that I want. And I know that my picture is going to go, sort of in the center of all of those paper strips, and so I want the mixed media work to kind of look like it's coming out from behind the picture. Now I'm going to do a little bit down here at the bottom because that bright turquoisey blue color I want to show through the flowers, because the blues in the strips and the papers are more of a light blue color, almost somewhat of a light teal and a light sky blue. And so I wanted a little bit darker, vibrant blue popping through the flowers down there. And this was totally not the design that, when I first started with the stripes or the strips, I really wasn't thinking about the flowers. I don't know. It just sort of took on a life of its own. And as it went, it just sort of happened. And I love the end result. I don't think I could have come up with a better idea. So these are gelatos from my stash. I'm adding in more of a greenish teal color here just to give a little bit of color variation. I'm using my water brush to smudge some water down and then just kind of smudge the gelato into the wet ink. And I just kind of played around with it until I got it like I liked it. And I'm sorry my lights are so bright today. It was very gloomy and rainy outside when I created this, and so it was really dark in my room, and so I guess I overcompensated with the lights. I hope you can see it okay. Now this is the Aqua Hues. This was in this month's kit, and it's also a Shimmers product. It's a really bright yellow, and it does not have any shimmer in it. It's just flat watercolor. And I'm just going to add some splatters and a little bit of smudges of that color to bring out the yellow. And I love that Oh Lucky Me piece. I love the color. I love the addition of the darker blue in it. I just think it's a really pretty combination. Okay, so I got my flowers like I liked them, and I also added in one of those pink fresh die cuts, the swirly loopy pieces. I just love how that looks. It just looks very whimsical and fun. And so I just sort of layered it under the picture, or not the picture, the flowers, and I liked how it looked, so I just kind of left it there. I really think that Basic Grey did a great job with these flowers. I love that they're all a completely different shape. Some are big, some are small, and the colors are just really pretty. Now I wanted some more yellow, so I just sort of experimented. I traced around my picture with the pencil so I knew exactly where it was going to go, and then I did some yellow stitching just to create a little frame there. Okay, so these are the Basic Grey flowers, and they come white. They're kind of like an off-white. They're not white. And they're perfect for adding color to. So I just use my pink gelato here and my water brush, and I'm just going to smudge it around and color these pink. Super easy. I didn't put any gesso on it or anything like that, and my finger is actually working better here. I'm just add a little bit of water and then smudge it around. And you could do this with your shimmers. You could do this with sprays. These are pretty much designed to be colored, but they are paper, so they will tear, so just be careful, and you don't want to add a ton of water, but I love how they look when they dry, and they make a really good title. And there are 3 different fonts in that pack. There's this really pretty scripty font like this, and then there's a shorter, squattier typed font, and then the tall text type font, and so you can really mix and match, and there's a lot of letters and even some little hearts included. All right, so I've got my lovely title there, and now I'm going to come in with some thread, and I'm just going to add some to the left and a little bit over to the right, just for a little bit added pops of color and some texture. And I was pretty happy with how my stitched frame turned out. It's kind of crooked up at the top, but I don't care. I kind of like it. I like that it looks homemade, and stitching's not supposed to be perfect. At least my stitching is never perfect. And I'm okay with that because, I kind of like it to look a little messy and wonky sometimes, so I was fine with it. But it did help for me to trace the picture first, so I would know exactly how much space I had before I started stitching, because, once you stitch, it's stitched. And I know my title says, "Oh, lucky me, lovely," and that really isn't even a complete sentence or whatever. And, you know, it doesn't bother me. I guess my title could be lovely or the title could be, "Oh, lucky me." I just like the way it looks. It doesn't matter to me that the title, doesn't really make sense. I guess it makes sense separately, but together it doesn't. And that's okay. Now this is one of the cute little banner die cuts from the Pinkfresh Studio ephemera pack, and it's white trimmed in yellow. I'm just going to use that. It fits perfectly underneath the picture there. And then I'm going to use a couple of these little die cut hearts. That one's from Ellie's Studio, and then the little white and yellow ones are Pinkfresh. I'm going to add a little bit of shading to this heart, so I'm just going to smudge it with my pink gelato and just make it look a little two-tone there. So I realized at this point that I had not used the stamp, and I wanted to use the stamp on my background, but once I got the strips down and the flowers, there just really wasn't anywhere to use it. So I decided to make some leaves for all those flowers, and I wanted to make them look kind of, what's the word I'm looking for here? Textured and patterned, I guess you could say. So I just took the stamp and randomly stamped it onto some scrap cardstock here. I'm using a green gelato, and then this is the green, I think it's called Green with Envy. It's another one of the aqua hues that we get in the color kit. And I just let it dry, and now I'm going to use one of my punches that I haven't used in forever. It's one of my Martha Stewart leaf punches, and I'm just going to punch me out some leaves here. So they've got a little bit of texture, they've got a little bit of that really cute stamp image on there, and it just makes them look a little bit different. Super easy to do because, they're abstract, because the stamp is not meant to be realistic. And I mainly did this because I wanted a pop of green down there. So I just thought, well, I'll just make leaves. And, the stamp just gives it a little bit of interest. So I decided that I needed some more pop of turquoise. So I'm just going to add a little bit of color to that banner, so it wasn't so white. And it took color really well. This is one of my favorite Project Life cards. I hadn't used it yet. I love the colors. I love the chevrons, the triangles. And so I thought I'll just use another one of my Martha punches that I hadn't used in forever and punch some hearts out of this really, really pretty paper. Because again, the colors coordinate perfectly. I mean, seriously, every month, everything matches so perfectly, even though they're all from different collections and different brands. I just love how the exclusive papers match perfectly. I'm so happy that Hip Kit Club is doing more exclusive papers. I just think that's great. And I love that the Project Life cards are also exclusive, because they're going to be custom made to match perfectly everything that's in the kits. So this little favorite piece is from the Ellie's Studio ephemera pack, the bits and pieces. And at this point, I'm just kind of embellishing. That little strip right there where the sentiment is from the Pinkfresh pack. And it says, "If you can dream it, you can do it." And, this picture wasn't of a monumental event. It was just a cute moment. She was laughing, and I got several good pictures of her doing cute faces, and she was looking down here. Her eyes aren't closed. She was looking down, and I just thought her face looked really pretty. And I don't know, I've always been a sucker for taking pictures of my kids up close, just so you can, see the features of their face, and you can see their eyelashes and their nose and their cute little smiles. And so it was just one of those moments where I just thought she looked pretty. So, I just put, "Oh, lucky me," "lovely," all kinds of stuff. So there's the final page. I love how it turned out. I'm in love with the colors. I'm just loving all the colors on this. I think it's pretty. It just looked like spring exploded everywhere. And I am really, really excited about how it turned out. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Let me know if you have any questions. Make sure you check out hipkitclub.net. I did add some enamel dots and some of those puffy sequin stickers to the middle of those flowers there. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.